Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy T Devils Blazing the Sports. Yes, of course, I am back at it. Yes, sir. Giving you boxing geeks at work. Guys, you just now coming in. You catch this video after it posts. This is the treadmill edition. The boy got to lose weight, man. But listen, man, great fight this weekend. Spectacular knockout this weekend. Another friendly $10 wager against my boy Johnny that I won this weekend. Johnny said that Frank Warren's going to win. I said, I don't know about that. But guys, as I try to keep my breath, hey, you want to know how you know you're getting big, man? Because I'm on the treadmill now. I'm like, okay, do I do a video or do I go live? Not go live. Do a video or walk? Video or walk? I said, I want to do both. So I'm going to try to combine both of them, the walking and the talking. I guess I walking like I talking, right? Let's see. David Benavidez. When Bob, right? Because Bob asked me who I thought was going to win. And I said, hey, I think Tank got this. You know, I said, I seen Frank, I seen Tank. Based on their styles, I think Tank got this. I said, either by knockout or decision, I think Tank got it. He said, what about Benavidez? I said, well, if I just had to make a pick, I'll go with Benavidez. But I really want to see how his style, his skills, his stamina, and his power transition at light heavyweight. And listen, I gotta say this, man. David Benavidez, I think on almost all of them, he looked good, right? He was fast at 175. He was landing clean punches. You know, he showed a little bit of fatigue. But the one thing that I saw, and it could have just been against the opponent he was facing, is that David Benavidez, those clean punches, those same punches that he was breaking down Demetrius Andrade, breaking down Caleb Plant, and so many people before that. I mean, he was landing clean punches. He didn't seem to be able to hurt him. You know, it was, and I think that's what some people are looking at. Okay, he wasn't able to hurt this guy. How is he going to match up against Bivol and Beterbiev? I still think if he fights at 168, if he fights Canelo at 168, that is a dangerous Benavidez. Dangerous. But I believe after the performance, which was a dominant performance at light heavy, I'm not so sure he'll go in as the favorite against Bivol or Arthur because of his clean shots and not being able to hurt. I don't even know if he marked them up. I don't even know. But I think they're good fights. I think the closest fight might be Beterbiev versus Bivol. Since no, I'm sorry, not Beterbiev. I'm sorry, Benavidez versus Bivol. I think Arthur Beterbiev against I don't get my names mixed up. Just walking and talking ain't working out. Guys, just not joining. Your boy T-Dub. I'm trying to walk out through these pounds, and I ain't doing so well. And now I was trying to walk like I talk it. I should be thinking the same way. But Dave Benavidez versus Arthur Beterbiev, I think he will be favored to lose at this moment, but he only had one fight at light heavy. Now let's get to Gervonta Davis. See, I told my boy Johnny. See, Johnny calling me, you know, saying, T-Dub, let's make a bet. Frank won. Let's make a bet. Frank won. I said, hey, you already owe me $140. You sure you want to put another friendly 10 on it? You know? So we put another 10 on it. We almost pushed it to 20. I almost got him to push it to 20. But we took a friendly 10. And I said, listen, man, if I win this friendly 10, hey, I got to start collecting, man. That's 150 you're going to owe me, champ. Frank Martin, he came out, I'm not going to lie, he was looking nice, man. He was looking nice. Boxing well, right? Somewhat like a lot of times you got somebody who can box, but not as much power, versus somebody who has a lot of power. Sometimes the boxer has the better first half, and the guy with the power have the better second half. Like Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, maybe even Demetrius Andrade, even though he broke Andrade down quicker, But in this case, I thought Frank Martin was boxing well, but he ain't just a guy with no power. He has power. Frank Martin was landing the break hand. The break hand it left a red spot on Gervonta Davis' face. Who you got, bro? Stevenson or Tank? I think it's a tough matchup. It might still be a 50-50 fight because Stevenson, after watching Gervonta Davis, what he did to Frank Martin, and taking what Stevenson said on what he would have done if he was Devin Haney, basically saying, hey, I'm getting hit too clean. I know the fans going to hate it, give a boring fight, and try to box to a victory. That's what's going to make it tough to make a prediction, because I believe Stevenson, the moment Tank Davis lands something really hard, I think at that point, even if it's the second in the first round, and Tank lands a left hand, but it doesn't drop Stevenson, but he's like, holy shit, this motherfucker got Thanos power. Hey, I think, Shakur gonna be slipping, sliding, running and jabbing. He's not gonna really want to commit to a shot, because if he commits too much, he can get counted. I think Stevenson wins some of the early rounds, and depending on if Tank Davis can cut that ring off and force exchanges with Shakur Stevenson, if he can do that, because I think Stevenson will be winning. Like let's say if you 7 rounds in, I'll probably even have Stevenson up. After 6, 4-2. If it maybe 4-2 for 6 rounds, 5-2 for 7, or 5-3. Not 5-2, 4-3. I would have Stevenson up. But as those later rounds kick in, and if Gervonta Davis is able to get to that body, which he's going to target, and he's able to get some shots upstairs, if he's able to do that, I think Gervonta Davis, especially around maybe later rounds between 10 and 12, he'll have a real good chance of knocking out Stevenson. But if he don't knock him out, and if Stevenson is able to pick up some of those early rounds, Stevenson can pull out a decision. Split decision. Really good fight, though. He said, spitting some facts there, man. I'm trying, bro. What's up, boxing at the dark? Hey, man, I would love to be able to just set a time and go live every day. But fortunately and unfortunately, because, I got a JLB, work, take care of my kids. My normal 9 to 5 is priority right now. So I try to go live when I can. And at first I was going to do a video and just post it. I'm like, man, a 10-minute video, then I got to edit it. I said, what? I'm just going to go live, go on the treadmill, walk it like I talk. But now, this is what we're looking at now. Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko. Guys, listen, That fight right there, I still don't think it's as big as it once could have been, because Lomachenko has took a couple dips since then. But this might be the biggest fight that Gervonta Davis can make right now. If you think Frank Martin, who is southpaw, and he had success against Gervonta Davis, and he landed shots, I am telling you right now, Lomachenko is going to do a little better than that. He's going to do a little better than that. And Gervonta Davis is going to have to learn how to adjust to the angles that Lomachenko presents. Lomachenko is able to present angles that can blind a lot of fighters. They don't even see it coming. But with that being said, I don't think Lomachenko sees the 12th round. I don't think so. I think he come out, he looks nice, he's going to be landing some shots, and Lomachenko is going to have to adjust to Gervonta Davis because, remember, they both southpaw. So Lomachenko, I believe, I could be wrong, but most of his angles might be built on dissecting and breaking down right-handed fighters, getting their blind spots, which means he will have to do the opposite movement for Tank Davis. Because if he do the same movement towards Tank Davis, he's not going to be in Tank Davis' blind spot. He's going to line himself up for something come back hard. But Gervonta, like I said, man, right now, Gervonta Davis, really good win. If he fights Lomachenko, that's a big fight. That's a fight that, because Top Rank been pushing Lomachenko since his maybe second or third fight, that he was better than Ali, better than Sugar Ray Leonard, better than Floyd Mayweather. Look at the people who they was comparing him to when he was like 2-1 or 3-1 or 4-1. They was, even though he is a good fighter, great talent, he didn't cause any of this on himself. His team was pushing him so high above to where he was currently was by comparing him to people. They were saying he was better than people after those people completed their career, professional career, based on what Lomachenko done in the amateurs in the beginning of his pro career. He said Lopez versus Tank will be a big fight too. That build-up would be crazy. Oh, you talking about Teofimo Lopez? It's a good fight. I don't know if it's a bigger seller than Lomachenko because they do have history. See, Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis, man, I'm going to squash him. That's what you're going to get. But with Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis, you have actual history. You have a point in history where it appeared to a lot of people that Gervonta Davis did not want to fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko was like that movie, The Warriors. He had two bottles. Warriors, click, 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 come out and play. And they said no. Floyd said no. Floyd said, hey, Lomachenko's old. He needs to fight now. We don't need it now. They was talking about aging out Lomachenko. What's up, champ? So, they talking about aging him out. That's a history from 130. Then Tank comes to 135. Now Lomachenko, he lost a couple, but his last fight, who he beat? He beat what's his name? Kambosos, right? He chopped Kambosos up real nice, right? He chopped him up. That fight has history. Think about it. Teofimo Lopez to St. Davis, it'd be what they say now. Better build a fight. You can actually show footage, video, clips of when people was talking about Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko that goes back years. That can get the fans generated. You know how many people is going to rally behind Lomachenko just because he's Lomachenko? Do you guys not remember what Tim Bradley said? Tim Bradley, when he was talking to Andre Ward, and I think they might have been comparing, I could be wrong, but I'm not going to be wrong with what Tim Bradley said. But I think they might have been comparing who's better between possibly Terrence Crawford and Lomachenko. And I think Tim Bradley's answer was, it's Lomachenko because he's Lomachenko. It's Lomachenko. And that was it. People going to rally. You know how many people are going to, Gervonta Davis is going to be the bad guy. Lomachenko is going to be put up to be the good guy. And that, to me, has more story that will lead to a more anticipation. And I believe it'll lead to bigger pay-per-view numbers if Gervonta Davis fought Lomachenko next. And I think it should be next. But once they get made for the Teofimo Lopez, he should already start his talk about hunting Gervonta Davis. He should have a fight. Win again. Remember, I think his last fight, some people thought he arguably could have lost, right? I thought they did, didn't they? Did they say he could have arguably lost that fight? But if you want to build up Teofimo Lopez versus Gervonta Davis, he has to start it now. He has to proclaim king now. He has to, and remember, here's the hard thing about that. Here's the hard thing. Lomachenko is fighting at 135. Gervonta's 135. Teofimo Lopez is 140. Will he take that fight at 135? Probably not. Will Gervonta Davis take it at 140? Probably not. Which means what will have to happen? They will have to agree on the catch weight. If they agree on the catch weight, what people want to say? Tank Davis drained it. Hey, Scribbles, what's up, Chim? Loma versus Tank is a money fight. You better believe it. Top rank comparing him to Ray Leonard. Jesus Christ. Bro, man, there was when Lomachenko was like he may have been 3-1, maybe 4-1. Remember, with a loss, they instantly put him over Floyd Mayweather. Like they instantly, put him over Floyd, put him over Sugar Ray, put him over Ali. They instantly threw him over those people. He was in the beginning of his career. And they were saying at that point, he damn near was, because of his amateur career. Listen, I gotta be honest. I think your amateur career should affect how you come into boxing, but it should not put you over anybody else that's accomplished as a pro. It shouldn't do it. Maybe it affects you get more money. Maybe it affects them give you favors to give you a speedy title shot like they did for him, maybe. But there's no way that you fight, I don't know how many hundreds of nobodies. I don't call them nobodies. But he probably fought a lot of people in the amateurs that nobody know of. And that shouldn't put you over who a pro actually beat. Remember, Lomachenko did not ask for this. This is just how they decided to promote him. This is how they decided to sell him. And I really believe they probably want to do it as a race thing because the people they compared him to, that they say he was better than. Now, I could be wrong, but most of those people I remember they compared him to was all black. I don't think I heard them say he was better than Durant. I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that. I heard Floyd and, Sugar Ray Leonard and people like that. I didn't hear any other. So I think they were trying to speed track him. But again, I don't think he's like that. Think about it. Lomachenko gets a big win against Kambosos, and I think they was trying to use that win to put him over Terrence Crawford. And I think even he had to give respect to Crawford. I like Lomachenko. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't like how they was trying to push him over other people, but just what Lomachenko presents, I like Lomachenko. But if Lomachenko fight Tank Davis, listen, listen. To me, that's a very interesting matchup. Right now, I got Tank Davis over Teofimo Lopez too. I think Lopez is good. He has really good offense, but I think he has holes in his offense that make his defense weak. Sometimes he leaves his feet. He leaves for shots. I think Gervonta Davis is just a smarter fighter, and I think Gervonta Davis beats Lopez. Frank Martin, good fighter. To me, I think he left a apple-sized red mark on Gervonta Davis. I think Lomachenko. I think he beats Frank Martin. I think he outboxes him. I don't think he stops Frank Martin, but I think he beats Frank Martin, which is why I say I think Lomachenko can give Gervonta Davis some problems. He can give him some problems. The angles, listen, it's going to take a little while. Gervonta Davis is not going to be able to just walk in on Lomachenko, keep going straight, keep putting pressure like Frank Martin. Lomachenko got better legs. Because if you do that against Lomachenko, he's going to be on the back of you or to the side of you. And right when you're trying to turn to catch up with him, he's going to be throwing shots from the side of you. I think Lomachenko might have Gervonta Davis a little bit more defense aware and flinching more because he is able to throw shots at different angles. That's a really good weapon Lomachenko has. But as we've seen in Lomachenko fights, he gets hit. He gets marked up. Devin Haney hit him. Devin Haney marked him up. And if Gervonta Davis hit Lomachenko with half the shot that Haney hit him with, Lomachenko is going to get knocked down. I don't see him finishing the 12th round against Gervonta Davis. What's up, C. Lauder? No one beats Tank 135. He a beast, bro. He a beast. We're going to see what he's going to do, man. Like, I think Shakur Stevenson, I think he got to build himself up. Like, Shakur Stevenson is a popular fighter amongst boxers. But I don't think his style or attitude with his style, it just hasn't garnered enough love or enough hate to be successful like Floyd Mayweather. Remember, a lot of people, they knock Floyd Mayweather. Oh, he's a boring boxer. He ain't knocking nobody out. He's pillar-fisted. But yet, when he fight, he's selling out every time. Hey. Yeah. So, I don't think Shakur, like I said, he's just not as marketable as Floyd was. And I don't think the people have garnered to his antics, as support. I think he definitely got to, I think maybe promote himself a little bit different and definitely fight a little bit different. Because I think if Gervonta Davis fought Shakur Stevenson, good, competitive fight, 50-50 by, I'm saying 50-50. I think Shakur Stevenson has the ability to stay away from Tank Davis, cover up, hold, box, and win rounds. And if Gervonta doesn't knock him out, he stands to lose on the scorecards. you know. But I don't think Gervonta versus Shakur Stevenson is a real big seller right now. But I think if Gervonta fought Lomachenko, I don't know, man. It's up to Shakur Stevenson. I think Shakur definitely got to put himself out there a little different. He got to do a little different. And I think his remarks on what he would do if he fought not American, but Ryan Garcia, that didn't rub people the right way. Remember, I think at one point they said his fight was borderline breaking records or broke records for the least amount of punches thrown and landed. People didn't like that. It was boring. Like people thought that was going to be the fight where Shakur Stevenson ascended to be on pay-per-view. But after that lackluster entertainment, you had celebrities coming out talking about, I'll never buy or never watch him again. And it wasn't even on pay-per-view. Then he came out and said if he was Haney, the crowd would have hated him, but he would have boxed. Basically mean he would have no contact, really. He wouldn't have took no chances. And people don't want to hear that. He says, what's up, Von D Gaming? He says, I agree. Shakur has a skill set to make it a rough one for Tank. He has a skill set to win, but if he take any chances, any exchange, it won't be good for him. But his boxing ability, Shakur Stevens, his boxing ability will win. Like I said earlier, if Shakur Stevens fought Tank Davis, if you ask me who I think gonna be up after 6 rounds, I say I have Shakur Stevenson 4-2. You ask me who's gonna be up after 7 rounds, I say Shakur Stevenson maybe 4-3 or 5-2. I would have Shakur up. Tank Davis will have moments, he'll have shots, but Shakur Stevenson will box, stick, stay on the outrange, and try to make Tank Davis, miss and counter. But as the fight go on, when you get to the 8th round, 9th round, and 10th round, I think those later rounds are going to favor Gervonta Davis. If it goes to the scorecard, I think anybody can win that fight on the scorecard. I do not think Shakur Stevenson will knock out Tank Davis. I would bet money, and I might be wrong, but I would bet money. If I had to bet if Shakur gonna win, and there was the option that not by knockout, I will put money on that. Shakur does not want to get hit. He don't want to get hit by Gervonta Davis. Listen, so I have been seeing after this performance, people are saying Gervonta Davis is better than Terrence Crawford. Now, this is what I want to know. Where do you stand on that? Is Gervonta Davis, has he surpassed Terrence Crawford? Where does he lie in you? Yes, he passed him. No, he has not. What are your thoughts? He said, hey, I heard Tank change the size of the ring. I didn't hear that, but if he did, I would imagine he would have made it smaller. But listen, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you this. If he fights Lomachenko, he probably would want a smaller ring. But you know what? To be honest, Lomachenko don't really want. He's just really good at angles. Like that's. See, Frank Martin actually was looking to move, right? He was looking to move, stick, move, counter, move, counter, move, counter. He was really looking to move. Lomachenko he might be the definition of actual angles, where you just make a step and you're on the side of your opponent in some type of angle, or you spinning, you keep stepping, you're behind him. He uses a lot of angles to evade punches and hit his opponent with blind shots that they don't even see coming because he's already on the other angle. What's up, real talk? He said, no, sir, what? What are you saying? No talk? Real talk. What's no, sir? Did I miss something? What I missed? Because right now I'm walking it and I'm talking. Gotta hit the light button, man. I was like, you know what? I've been eating. Listen, I've been eating horrible, man. Now, like, I know how I'm getting fat again. Well, I'm already fat, but I know how I started gaining weight again is I got out of breath by taking off my work clothes and putting on my gym clothes. And as I was putting on my gym shoes, my forehead was sweating already. Oh, I was like, oh my gosh, T-Dog, why you do this to yourself? Why you do this to yourself? Yeah, but we'll see. Not better. Oh, he said not better than Bud. He said I have Carver Compound #1. Real talk. I've been seeing some people. They've been saying right now that he's better than Terrence Crawford. I don't think so. Don't get me wrong. I got Gervonta Davis is good. I'm not gonna knock him because after his performances that he's been putting up, he do deserve to be pushed up there. I mean, the guy's good. But I just think Terrence Crawford is he's just a little better. You know what I'm saying? One dude was talking about, I guess he likes the way Tank Davis just goes forward and knock out the fighters. I mean, he's not better than Terrence. You just saying that you favor his style more of just being a come forward fighter. But a lot of times, you can't fight every fight as a come forward fighter. When Gervonta Davis fought Isaac Cruz, he had to be the boxer. Think about it. If they rematch, if Gervonta Davis fights Isaac Cruz like he fought Frank Morton, to where he just kept coming forward, I am telling you right now, guys, get your popcorn. It is going to be a banger. Because I don't think no shape, no form, no matter what Gervonta Davis do, I don't think Isaac Cruz is going backwards. I don't think so. And if they stand there and bang, it will not go 12 rounds, and both fighters will be marked up. But if I had to be the one to pick to tell you who's going to box some, who's going to go forward, then who's going to move at times, then who's going to counter, then who's going to pressure, I bet you Tank Davis show more of an arsenal. I bet you any kind of money he showed more of an arsenal that fight. He ain't gonna just keep coming forward. He ain't do that to every fighter. But to me, Terrence Crawford don't listen. Think about it. He like Terrence Crawford's running. Terrence Crawford ain't running from no fight. Terrence Crawford is within punching distance all the time. But right now, man, I like both of them boys. I think Terrence a little bit better right now. I think Terrence Crawford, he deserved the #1 spot. And you gotta keep reevaluating these fighters after each fight. Because if Terrence Crawford, if he looks subpar, he ain't on top against his next opponent, that might make him dip. It might make him not much. Because like I said, a lot of times, each fight affects your career. You're only as good as your last fight. But I think Terrence Crawford, being undisputed at 140, being undisputed at 147, and now chasing undisputed at 154, and so far he has not shown a sign of decline. And I think what Terrence Crawford did to a higher level Earl Smith Jr. is better than what Gervonta Davis did to a lower level Frank Martin. When I say lower level, he's lower ranked than Earl Spence was at the time. I don't even think many people was expecting or calling for the Frank Martin fight. It made business sense because both fighters are signed with PBC, or they work on the Al Haymon. So it's easier to get that fight done and do it on the Amazon Prime. Fight Lomachenko, they got to work with ESPN and most likely do some type of split. But what happens now? What happens now? Gervonta Davis, I think the Lomachenko fight. I think I'm going to say this too about Gervonta. I watched his post-fight interview. Man, he has gotten so much better at speaking, answering questions. Like, he made me proud, you know what I'm saying? Because watching the old Tank, it was hard, you know what I'm saying? Couldn't speak well, couldn't really put the thoughts together well. I think he's doing a lot better. He's really coming out of his shell. He's really getting used to it. I think he did well, man. I think he did really well. He's really stepping into that light as a boxer and a promoter, and he's doing real well. I mean, Terrence's a better fighter, but I think Tank Davis is a better speaker. At this point, Tank Davis sells his fights better than Terrence Crawford, even though I think Terrence Crawford is a better fighter at this point in time. Frank didn't have the experience to handle Tank for 12 rounds. No, I mean, he didn't. He did, and I didn't see any adjustments. But don't get me wrong, after the first 4 rounds, I don't think he really needed it at that time because, like, even watching the first 4 rounds and watching Frank Martin win the majority of the rounds, it was just a matter of time. Because when you got a fighter doing that much excess of movement, you better have the stamina, you know what I'm saying, of I don't even know what. You better not get tired. You can't get tired. When you win the rounds, because you can move so much and touch it and catch him coming in, if you can't knock him out, he's going to catch you in the long run. That's what I told Bob. I said, listen, I see what Frank brings. I see what Gervonta Davis brings to the table. I said, to me, this one is clear. I said, it's clear, Gervonta Davis. The only one that I didn't want to make a pick on, I said, listen, if you twist my arm, I got to go with Dave Benavidez. But I said, realistically, I want to watch because when you move to a new division, some fighters are not the same, or their skills don't always transition in their first couple fights. You want to see how they do. Think about this. Demetrius Andrade, he was really good at 154. He was really good at 160. He moved at 168, and I knew instantly at that time, his first fight, his power wasn't like that. Then he fought Dave Benavidez. His power wasn't like that, and he wasn't used to power like that. Yeah, exactly. Tank wasn't concerned about that brick hand of Frank. Oh, no, he took it, man. Like, you know what? I think he was a little concerned at first. Think about it. Tank Davis walked in there with a high guard. That means he didn't want to take no flush shots from, Frank Martin. He didn't want to take no flush shot. And listen, Frank Martin, even though he had a high guard, and he had to come around the corner against that guard, like throwing like hooks, Frank Martin still swole that right side of his face up. I think Frank Martin do got a brick hand, but Gervonta, he wanted to test it. I think once he tested, like, okay, it's cool, pal. We're like, it's cool. You know, I don't want to just set him and get hit by it, but it's nothing that deterred Gervonta going forward. But I'm telling you right now, guys, if Gervonta Davis ever rematch Isaac Cruz, unless Isaac Cruz make a dip, unless he gets beat, if Isaac Cruz be the same Isaac Cruz that he fought the first time, all the way to his last fight against Rolly, Tank is not going to just come forward against him, guys. I'm telling you right now, Tank is not. Tank is not going to say, think about it. It doesn't always work. Canelo tried to just keep coming forward against Bivol. It didn't work. He got outboxed because he was a bigger fighter who can take more punches. I think at that point, they both going to come out to the middle, and I think Tank going to box more. He's going to box more, and he's going to counterpunch more against Isaac Cruz. He's not going to say, I'm going to get a high guard, I'm just going to walk through. That wouldn't be good. because Cruz don't throw a lot of straight shots. Cruz throw a lot of wild hooks, things that's meant to go around the guard, either up or around or on top. Hey, I'm telling you, Tank should fight Lomachenko, get that win. Uh, I don't know if he fight Lopez because I think Tank is probably going to try to clean up 135. And if he doesn't clean up 135, and if Isaac Cruz still winning, they'll do a rematch and try to pull in the Mexican crowd that Isaac Cruz has and the crowd that Gervonta Davis has and try to do a rematch. And they'll use that first fight as a way to be like, just as close as anybody came to beating him, you know, and look what Isaac Cruz has done now. Yep, Loma's the one. All right, guys. I'm going to get my butt off the treadmill. Thank you guys for just bearing with me. I'm walking and talking and thinking, you know, at the same time. So appreciate you guys being here. Maybe I'll go back live later when I'm at home in the studio. We can get back at it. I'm out.